Hello, my name is Amy Lampkin. I currently am an assistant principal at a high school in Oklahoma that has about 700 students. We are a very low economic, rural school that struggles each year with testing. That is why I chose standardized testing as my video presentation. In 1976, the National Education Association, for the first time, supported a presidential candidate in that election. That candidate was Jimmy Carter. Once he was elected, although it took him a couple of years, Carter created a cabinet-level Department of Education because of the campaign promises that he had made. Thus, the relationship between education and government had started. When President Reagan was elected in 1980, he actually threatened to disband the Department of Education because he was supportive of less government control and wanted communities, states to have more local control. But motivated by people's concerns, he started to evaluate the education system in the United States. When that was done, there became a level of accountability that schools then had to report to the government. Part of that accountability was standardized testing. It was said that local control made schools mediocre, and for schools to get better, there needed to be that national control. Unfortunately, though, that control did not include funding. Progress was to be measured, and standardized tests were given to identify the success and the failures of the schools. Eventually, this led to the No Child Left Behind Acts of 2002 and 2015. Standardized testing has become known as high-stakes testing, and I feel like it has done a lot of damage to students and to education. There are about 5 reasons that I've listed that high-stakes testing is not conducive to education. First one is test anxiety. Our students have it, but when you add the next problem, which is an increase in dropout and grade retention, when you add that to their stress, we've seen students who literally get ill as they begin to test. There has been an increase of dropout and grade retention because when students don't pass these tests, they are held back, they feel they are failures, and it leads to them dropping out and not wanting to continue their education. One other problem is that teachers begin teaching to the test. Instead of just teaching what they want to teach, the creative ways, they end up teaching to the test and feel like they must cover all the material on the test and not necessarily what their students need and what's best for the students. And because of this, then there's become a teacher shortage. Teachers leave the field because they do not want to be a part of all the anxieties brought on by testing. And then the last thing is that it misinforms the public as to the quality of school they have. It doesn't tell the public what the circumstances were that day, or that child who maybe didn't get to eat breakfast, or that other child whose parents are sick, a child who has had to move several times. None of this is included in the data, so the public is misinformed. One thing that I feel solid about is that raising standards and creating more accountability is not shown to increase knowledge. We must be better than this. As a country, we are better than this, and it is time that we do better than this.